Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. This is another video of playing with me in my Hobonichi weeks. I am super excited and shocked at the same time because I'm so shocked that we've gotten here so fast, because this is the week of the 27th until the 2nd of January, and it's just shocking how fast we've gotten here, because each week that I've been doing it, which also has showed my consistency, which is one thing that I'm happy about, it just seems like it's been rolling by so fast. But I'm also excited because a new year is coming, and just to think of new opportunities, new things, new adventures, new goals, just everything new. So that is something that I'm excited about. I decided to do the same layout that I have been doing since I started this planner in December, and it has been working for me, so I'm not looking to change it as of yet. I just feel like if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. And if something has been working, I'm just going to go with it. In the past, I have tried to switch things up. And I think that's what's exhausting, or can get exhausting, when you look at other videos and you think oh, wow, they did a different layout every week. And that's cool. And that's part of the reason that kind of got me away from bullet journaling when I first started, because I was looking for inspiration in other videos, and I felt as if I was always trying to keep up or catch up, so to speak. So this is working for me, and I am just going to keep going with it until things change and it's not working. So the only thing I decided to do, which I did, I think it was the first week in this month, was add a third row for meal planning, so to speak. So I did decide to do another row for that, and that's because I do like having things sort of planned out, and even if I don't necessarily keep with it the whole week, it does give me an idea, and it also helps me when I think about things in terms of just grocery shopping. So that is something that I'm going to do this week. I am using still some Christmas Christmas washi tape, and it has snowflakes on them, but it's still red and green for Christmas. I feel like, even though Christmas is one day, it's still a season, and I give it the whole month. So I am ending this last week with Christmas things. So I'm using that washi tape down there. I decided to use the gold as for the other washi tape liners, and I think that was cute to do. So yeah, I decided I think I'm gonna just go really, really simple this week. Not as if all the other weeks were that much elaborate, but I think I'm just gonna go super simple, because this week a lot is happening, but not a lot. I am working quite a bit this week. And normally when I work a lot like that, I rarely, even though I put things down on my to-do list and things that I need to do, rarely does it actually get done, because I have so much. It's just between work and trying to prepare for work, or rest before work a little bit, it just all runs into each other. And the fact that this is the last week for my kids to be off from school, I'm just gonna spend every chance I can get to do things with them, whether it's art, exercise, anything like that. So I'm going to be focusing on that this week. But I'm also planning on trying to take some decorations down and things like that. Let me know down below if you all take your Christmas decorations down immediately after Christmas, or do you leave it up for a few weeks or even a month. I've seen, it seems like each year people that I see around me, it stays up longer and longer. This is the first year I haven't taken it down immediately. Normally, I take it down right after Christmas, like the day after Christmas. And that's always because I have good intentions on doing Kwanzaa and it never works out. But the decorations and everything are down. So I think this is going to be the first year where it'll be up for like a week after. But one thing that I am doing on the right side of my planner is, instead of making like a task list like I have been doing, I'm leaving that for reflections. And I think I'm going to do that every month. So like the last week of the month, I'll be doing like a reflections of just how I felt about that month and things that I accomplished or didn't accomplish. So that's something that I'm going to be sharing in this video with you all. And I'll start off just about my reflections about the Hobonichi in general, because this is my first time ever using it. And so far, so good. I like the fact that it is small. That is something that at first I thought I was going to have a huge problem with, because I've come from using the bigger happy planners and just bigger planners in general. I always said go big or go home, but in planners now at this stage and where I'm at in life, just smaller and more simpler is better until I really implement the process. And now that I kind of say it out loud, I think that was the issue with me being consistent in using planners and actually utilizing them in the past. Like I've always, since forever, I can think back to high school, I've always done to-do lists. And I think instead of like steady going with that and not trying to add so much to it, when I started using planners, I just felt like I had to use up all the space. And if I didn't, I felt bad about it. Or I was so focused on decorating it until I didn't do the things that I put in it or on it. So that is something that I'm happy about. The size works for me and it's been keeping me consistent. So that is good. I also like the size because it doesn't let me go over or under because it's not enough space to do so. So that is something that I like about it. And as far as just how my month has went, reflecting on that, I think it went pretty well for the most part. It was some things or goals that I had that I didn't achieve. And it's disheartening in a sense because I knew I could have. You know how sometimes when you do goals or you have goals for the month, the week, the day, or whatever, I didn't prioritize them as well as I should have, because some of the major things that I wanted to accomplish this month was like getting a massage, reading 2 books. When I flip back to the monthly goals that I did at the beginning of this month, it was read 2 books, a work training, do 2 podcasts, a massage, dental visit, and write out all of my bills, because I'm starting to start budgeting and that aspect. So I didn't read 2 books. I read 1. I did the work training. I did the 2 podcasts. I didn't do the massage. I did the dental visit, and I wrote out all of my bills. So the reason why the massage was so important to me is because that is not only is it good for self-care, but it is very much attached to health. So that helps me out so good. And it's just sad that I didn't do it, because I pay for that through Massage Envy literally every month. It comes out of my bank account. And I have so many piled up now because I have constantly put it on the back burner. But it was also good to see that that's an area that I know I need to continuously work on. I really feel as if I could have definitely read the 2 books, because I've always been a reader all of my life. But somehow between TV and everything else that I choose to fill up the time with, I could have red. And that's something that I'm just not the happiest about, so to speak. So that's where the reflecting comes in for me. But it's also good to know that that is something that I could add again for my next month's goal and be able to try and accomplish that. And if I don't, like, constantly reflect on it. Reflecting is so important because it shows us where we are and where we're going. And it's been times I've looked in previous journals and seen like a consistent pattern of certain relationships in my life. And I've said the same thing on pretty much all of the journal entries, whether this person pissed me off, this person made me mad, this person did this person did that, I hate feeling like this is how I'm feeling. And I was able to constantly see, like, this is a pattern, but what am I doing about it? And so that's why I decided this year to do a health and wellness planner or system, because I wanted to be able to track and keep up with those things that are important to me. So definitely check out my videos to come for that, because I'll be setting that system up, which I decided to use a traveler's journal instead of my Spoonful of Faith planner for that. So that's something that I'm going to get into, and I'll be posting sometime this week. So I'm still working on that, still trying to feel my way through that, because that is taking a lot of creative energy from me, because I'm used to having planners like already set up. So the fact that I didn't have it set up, and I'm using a traveler's journal, which gives me free reign to kind of do some things with, but I'm also trying to feel my way with that. They are inserts, so that's good. But yeah, so I'm happy about, pretty much how this month went. And I think the thing that I'm most happiest and proud about is my consistency. Because sometimes when things are not going the way that I planned it, whether I didn't do something that I could have done, like I just mentioned, it makes me stop. And I don't even want to see it, because I don't want to have to write about my shortcomings. So I know that I've grown in that area. And if you all don't do it, I encourage you all to do reflection at the end of every month, whether it's in your planner or in your journal, and just see how things is going. I know some people kind of view journaling as a reflection process in general, because you're reflecting every day on what happens. But doing it this way and kind of dedicating a separate page or place for thinking about how that month went and what I could have done differently and what didn't happen is so important, because it helps you to move into the next month with a different mind frame, if that makes any sense. So I had really fun doing this. Right here, I'm just writing down. I still chose to use the other column for appointments. And again, since I don't have appointments, I just put my work schedule down, which I am working a lot of days. I picked up a lot, which was good. So like the next week, my next rotation, I don't think I'll pick up so many days. I'm just going to give myself a little bit of rest. So yeah, this is how it turned out. I like it, even though it's a little bit simpler. I like it. Thanks so much for